I'm a Warden Sand Worm, but an evil Enderblaze wants to destroy me. Watch as I get stronger, make new friends, and build an amazing base. Will I be able to survive 100 days in hardcore Minecraft, or will the Enderblaze destroy me forever? On day 1, I spawned into the dunes as a Warden Sandworm. Wow, a sandworm in a dune. I've never heard of anything like that. Even if I am only a baby with 10 hearts, this is pretty cool. But things didn't stay pretty cool for long. They were about to get way too hot. A fireball blasted the ground next to me, almost turning me to ash.
Oh man, that was hilarious. You're gonna be a fun plaything.
I turned and saw an Enderblaze floating through the air towards me. He looked so mysterious and powerful, and he certainly didn't look friendly.
Welcome to the desert world. It didn't used to be a desert world, but I made some changes to it, just for fun, you know.
Who are you?
I'm Eddie the Enderblaze, and I'm here for a good time, which means that you're not gonna be here for a long time. Better start running, kid. My little friends are gonna wanna play with you too.
Eddie the Enderblaze disappeared, and afterwards, a small gang of Endermen appeared.
You heard the boss, boys. Let's get him.
I was worried that I was outmatched here, when suddenly, I realized a special power I had, the Warden Sonic Boom. I blasted the Sonic Boom at the Endermen, and vaporized them instantly. Then, I used my sandworm powers to tunnel down into the ground. Great, I've already made an archenemy. This is gonna be a fun 100 days. On day 2, I surfaced again, managing to escape my freaky ender pursuers. I was real hungry after all that, so it was time to hunt down some food. Lucky for me, it didn't take me long to find an apple tree, which I broke down and started eating the apples from. And the spare wood I took from the tree allowed me to make a wooden pickaxe. A perfect means to an end. I used the wooden pickaxe to dig up some stone, making myself a stone pickaxe and a stone sword. I mined a bunch more wood and sandstone, so I was able to start building myself a one-room base. This is pretty luxurious for a sandworm like me, but my construction noises caught the attention of one of the Endermen who'd been chasing me earlier.
There you are. Let's battle, wormy boy.
I'm proud to be a worm. You can't insult me like that. With all my wormy might, I ran over to the Enderman with my stone sword and battled him until he was no more. None of these Ender monsters are gonna keep me down. On day 3, I left the dunes and went out to the desert, proving that every part of this world seemed to be drier than reading the dictionary while really sleepy. But while I was out in the arid expanse of the desert, I was suddenly attacked by a monstrous beast, a scary floating Endergast.
Oh, so you're the sad little worm that Eddie was telling me about at the lair. Funny, I thought you'd be bigger. What a disappointment.
Hey, that isn't nice. Wait, what was that about a lair?
I've told you too much already. Hope you've got your affairs in order, worm boy, 'cause you're about to get roasted.
He started shooting fireballs at me, not even giving me enough time to return fire with my sonic blasts. All I could do was turn tail and excavate my way into the ground as fast as I could. But as I went deeper and deeper, I ended up running into a basalt snake who was already hiding underground.
Hey, this is my hole. It was made for me. What are you doing down here?
Sorry, I was just trying to escape from an evil creature.
Oh, I see. An evil creature. I get how it is. The name's Betty. Nice to meet you.
I'm Zozo. Say, wanna come stay at my base? Us armless creatures have got to stick together.
Sounds good, bro. Let's go.
From day 4 to day 5, I returned to my small base with Betty the basalt snake.
Wow, Zozo. What a huge base you have. But are the rooms all empty?
Thank you for pointing that out, Betty. Thankfully, I've got the tools and the building skills to change that. I worked to build a small room for Betty to sleep in while staying at my base. Once that was done, she at least seemed pretty happy with it.
I'm pretty happy with this.
No problem. Guess the base isn't so small now. While Betty slithered into her room to get some sleep, I decided to have a look around the perimeter of my base, trying to assess what upgrade would be best to build next. Maybe a pool would be nice. But I didn't need to think for long, because suddenly, the floor broke next to me and an Enderman teleported in front of me.
Waha! It is I, a random Enderman. If you think you can defeat me, think again. because
I destroyed him with one of my sonic blasts, easily taking care of the problem. But I noticed that after being destroyed, the Enderman had dropped a new tool, a hammer and excavator, a tool that can break a 3x3 block area. Oh wow, this is gonna make me an even better tunneler. From day 6 to day 8, I was slithering through the desert again, looking for more interesting loot I could gather up. Sadly, I didn't find much. I just went back to my base, feeling wormily sorry for myself. This place looks so drab. It's majorly bumming me out. Wait, I know. Some banners would make this place look great. But to get banners, I needed wool. And to get wool, I needed sheep. That's why I slithered through the dunes until I found myself some hardy desert sheep. Because sheep, like most people, are fascinated by worms and find them to be wonderful and interesting creatures. So they followed me back to my base. Then I built a pen to keep them in. Once they'd grown their wool out a little, I'd be able to shear them and make some awesome banners. I wonder if I can find some more sheep out there. The more banners, the better, after all. I slithered back out into the dunes. I searched for a few hours when suddenly a fireball came blasting at me. I narrowly dodged, saving my wormy skin, but I knew that if it hit me, I'd be doomed. When the dust cleared, I turned and saw Eddie the Enderblaze floating next to me.
You should have seen your goofy little worm face. You were like, ooh, oh no, I'm gonna die. Yeah, that's what you said.
I never said that.
Who's gonna believe you? I'm the ultimate authority here, and that's why I'm gonna use all my epic cosmic power to have some fun.
But your idea of fun is trying to destroy people.
Yeah, nice to know you're finally getting it. Say, let's play a new game. This one is called Burn, Zozo, Burn.
He started hurling powerful fireballs at me, so all I could do is turn and run for the hills, or rather, the dunes. It's not gonna be easy for a lowly worm like me to defeat a being that powerful. I need to get stronger. From day 9 to day 10, I was feeling pretty discouraged after my run-in with Eddie. I have so much work to do if I want to get stronger, and I don't even know where to start.
Hey, don't look so down. It'll be okay, Zozo. It's not gonna be easy, but I think you can do it. Hey, guess what? I started working on a statue to spruce up the base, since it was looking pretty dull. No offense. Go take a peek. It's not finished yet, but it'll be a surprise.
Oh, I do like surprises, as long as they're good. Thanks, Betty. I walked out to the back of the base, and sure enough, there were the beginnings of a statue. Wow, this looks awesome. I can't wait to see what it is. Can you tell yet? Leave a guess in the comments if you know what the statue is gonna be.
Who are you talking to?
Don't worry about it. What's up?
I'm the best roommate in the world because I just added another upgrade to the base. Come take a look.
I followed her to a storage room, a training room, and a furnace. Whoa, this all looks amazing. Thank you so much, Betty.
It's my pleasure, Zozo.
From day 11 to day 12, I had the strangest dream. In it, I saw the desert world, but it wasn't a desert. It was lush and green, covered with lakes and rivers and leafy trees. Then, Eddie the Enderblaze came stomping into town. He blasted the landscape with fireballs, burning trees to ash and drying up the water.
Now this is more like it. If I had it my way, everywhere would be a desert. Who cares about water and snow and green plants? Yuck, that's no fun. Hey, I've got an idea. What if I burn the whole overworld down and make it my desert playground? I bet it'll only take me 100 days to do it.
Then, I woke up. Oh geez, what a weird dream! But I get the feeling it was real, which means after 100 days are up, the overworld is gonna be turned into a desert. I can't let that happen. This isn't just about me saving myself, it's about saving everything. From day 13 to day 15, I traveled back out into the desert. I was just starting to take in the scenery when I spotted that ender gas from before, floating through the air with a nasty attitude.
Oh hey, the sad little worm came back. Ready to get your butt kicked? Do worms even have butts?
I'm not even sure, but it doesn't matter. You're not gonna kick any part of me.
I don't have to take talk like that from some tiny loser worm. Maybe a fireball sandwich will shut you up.
He started shooting fireballs at me, but I managed to dodge them this time, firing back with some sonic blasts. Unlike last time, I actually landed a hit, knocking him back. While he was recovering, I rushed at him and attacked again, finally defeating the Endergast once and for all. Tell the boys at the lair that you lost to a worm. Oh, wait, you can't. Oh well, that was awesome. You know what? I feel stronger already. My heart's increased to 30, and I felt tough enough to break through a wall. So I tried it out, and what do you know? I did it. I guess I can break through walls now. This day gets better and better. From day 16 to day 19, I decided to upgrade my gear to match my newfound strength. I found a mining cavern and ventured inside to look for materials. Oh, a vein of iron. I need to get some of that. I was about to dig up the iron when an ender creeper jumped out of the shadows and attacked me. Hey, I don't have time for this. I've got a mine. Luckily, he wasn't too strong, and I managed to defeat him right away. Next, I dug up the iron and took it back to my base. There, I got to put Betty's furnace to good use and smelt it into ore. I crafted a nice new iron sword and pickaxe. Check me out. I'm not just a little desert worm anymore. I'm a worm with an iron sword. That's pretty cool. From day 20 to day 22, I was hanging out around the base, trying out my new sword, when Betty came slithering up to me with a really worried look on her face. What's going on, Betty?
It's Eddie the Enderblaze. I just spotted him on his way here to attack the base.
Oh no, not after all the hard work you did. I've got to go stop him. I ran out of the base as fast as I could until I could see Eddie the Enderblaze floating toward the base. You need to leave. You're not welcome here.
Oh yeah? What are you gonna do? Fight me about it? Please. Yeah, right.
You know what? I am gonna fight you.
Yeah, your funeral.
While he was gloating, I drew my sword and charged. He countered with a fireball, but I managed to dodge it and almost get in a good hit. But then, he floated out of my way at the last minute, getting away. Still, I held my own a lot better than I did before.
This isn't worth it. I'm out of here. But I'll be back with some of my buddies. You can count on that. We'll mess you up, little worm.
He floated out of sight, leaving me alone and my base unattacked. I may not have beaten him yet, but that felt pretty good. If I can hold my own like that now, I know I can get strong enough to beat him for real. From day 23 to day 26, I was inspecting the area around my base and making sure it all checked out when I spotted a hat lying on the ground. Oh look, a fedora. This will make me look so much cooler. I put it on, and I was right. The hat made me look super cool, and like a guy capable of saving the overworld from desertification. Subscribe? Is that a word? I don't know, but it sounds like one. I know my name is a word though, Zozo. Which reminds me, you can find more of my videos by searching Zozo. From day 27 to day 31, Betty came to talk to me, beaming with excitement.
Zozo, I finished the next part of the statue. Come take a look and tell me what you think.
I followed her to the statue, and I still couldn't tell what it was going to be, but it looked really good just the same. This is super impressive.
Thanks. But don't you think it's missing something?
Maybe. Oh, hey, do you think some pink terracotta would tie the whole thing together?
Yes. That's it. You can find it in the Badlands. Can you get some for me? I'm pretty busy around here.
Sure. I traveled out to the Badlands to search for the pink terracotta. Suddenly, an Enderman attacked me out of nowhere.
Hey, are you the worm who put an end to random Enderman? That was my brother. I'm Tandem Enderman. I'm much stronger than my brother. You'll never defeat me.
So anyway, I defeated him right away and continued my search for the pink terracotta. From day 32 to day 35, I continued exploring the Badlands. Come on, where can a sharply dressed worm get some pink terracotta around here? I was starting to get pretty frustrated, so I took a second to stand still and take a deep breath. While I was calming down and clearing my mind, a phantom fox drifted toward me. Oh, hi! You're not a scary phantom, are you?
Oh, no, I'm not scary. I'm just scared. You see, it's my friend. He's in trouble.
Oh no, in trouble is the worst place for a friend to be. What happened?
We were just hanging out and being in a silly, goofy mood when all of a sudden this giant warden dragon swooped in and snatched him up. He carried him off that way. Can you help me save him?
I'll do my best. From day 36 to day 39, I followed the Phantom Fox's directions toward her missing friend. I wound up outside of a cave. This definitely looks like the kind of place where a dragon would hang out. I guess I'll look inside. I could hear some distinctive voices.
Hello? Is there someone out there? Please help. I've been kidnapped.
Silence, fool. If you keep making so much noise, I'll bite your head clean off.
No way I was going to let that happen. I ran into the cave, sword drawn and ready to fight. There, I saw the warden dragon. The phantom fox wasn't kidding. He was huge and scary too. Let him go.
Well, I was planning to eat nether serpent for dinner, but I wouldn't mind having some worm for dessert.
How about instead of that, you just don't do that.
Tempting offer, but no thanks. In fact, I think I'll have you as an appetizer instead.
He roared and charged at me, but I had my sword ready. When he tried to snap me up in his jaws, I slashed at him with my sword, then followed it up with a sonic blast. From day 40 to day 43, I continued my fight against the warden dragon. He was big and mean, but I was smaller and faster, so I was able to get away and keep attacking. Finally, I managed to defeat the warden dragon. Behind him, I could see a nether serpent locked in a cage. You must be the phantom fox's friend. I'm Zozo. I'm here to rescue you.
Did you find a key? I can't get out of here.
I didn't, but luckily I'm pretty good at breaking through walls. Stand back. He did, and I broke through the wall of the cage, setting him free. Let's get out of here.
Great idea. I don't want to spend another second in this cave.
Together, the nether serpent and I ran out of there and traveled back to the phantom fox.
Ned, I'm so glad you're okay.
It's all thanks to this worm you found in this snazzy hat. Thank you, both of you.
I'm happy to help. Stay safe out there, you guys. From day 44 to day 49, I finally gathered some pink terracotta and carried it back to the base. Here you go, Betty.
Thanks, Zozo. I'll get back to building right away.
You're doing an amazing job.
Well, let's see if you still think so when it's finished.
I'm sure I will. I can't wait to see what it is. While Betty was continuing to build the statue, I decided to do some work on the base myself. I'm worried that Eddie the Enderblaze is going to come back and try to attack again. I should do something to keep us safe. I know! I'll build a perimeter wall to keep him from getting too close. It took all day, but I was able to build a big strong wall all around the base. If Eddie decides to come back, it won't be so easy for him to get inside. After I finished the perimeter wall, I decided to go check on Betty and see how the statue was coming along. How'd the pink terracotta work out?
I haven't gotten to it yet, but I made some proper progress. See for yourself. I think it looks super.
It really does. What is it?
Guess.
Is it a statue of you?
Nope. You'll see when it's done.
Can't wait. From day 50 to day 53, I woke up to the sound of Betty yelling for me.
Zozo, come quick. Eddie came back, and he brought a whole bunch of Endermen with him.
Oh no, is the wall keeping them out?
For now, but they're breaking it down. Hurry!
I jumped out of bed and ran out to the front of the base. Eddie, I told you before, you're not welcome here. The Enderman minions were trying to break down the wall, but I couldn't see Eddie the Enderblaze anywhere. Then I spotted him hanging way back and barking orders at his goons from afar.
No one tells me what to do or where to go, worm. I go where I want, do what I want, and destroy whatever I want. When are you gonna get that?
Never!
Get him, boys. I'm getting bored of all this standing around.
The Endermen attacked me, but they were no match. While I was fighting them off, I saw another one grab Betty and run off with her. Betty, no!
It's gonna be so fun burning her to a crisp. Say bye-bye to your little friend.
Eddie floated away, leaving me to finish my fight with the Enderman. He was stronger than Random or Tandem, but I still managed to defeat him. I feel stronger, like I'm not just some little worm anymore. I grew into a bigger worm, my heart's increasing to 50. I wonder if I have any new abilities. I ran at the wall, climbing up the side of it. I do! I can climb walls now! Okay, enough celebrating. I need to find Betty and save her. From day 54 to day 57, I fixed up the damage to the base, repairing the wall where Eddie's minions broke it down. Now it's back to how it was, and ready for Betty to come home. Oh no, I almost forgot. I have to go rescue her. I'll need some advice on saving a kidnapped friend, and I think I know exactly who I can talk to. I traveled back to the Badlands and looked for the Phantom Fox. Hey, can you help me?
After what you did for me and my friend? Of course. What's the matter?
My snake friend, Betty, was kidnapped by some guys working for Eddie the Enderblaze.
That jerk? He's terrible. I've heard he takes us prisoners to a hideout in the Mojave Desert where he and a bunch of other bad guys have some kind of lair. I bet he took her there. You'll need more than an iron sword to get in and out of there in one piece, though.
Then I'd better find a way to upgrade my gear, and quick! Thank you for your help!
Anytime. Good luck. I hope you find your friend.
From day 58 to day 62, I traveled back to the mining cavern and climbed back down inside. Okay, I've got a mine like I've never mined before if I want to get Betty back home safe. Let's get to work. I was digging up some iron when I heard a low, threatening growl behind me. I spun around and saw a thorn wolf sneaking up on me. Not right now, I'm busy. But he didn't care. He jumped at me anyway, and I had to fight back and quickly defeat him before I could get back to work. Now that that's out of the way, let's see what I can find. Oh hey, diamonds! I gathered as many diamonds as I could find and took them back to my base. There, I used them to craft a diamond pickaxe and a diamond sword. This is much better than my old sword. Now I'll be able to defend myself and fight my way into that villain lair. From day 63 to day 66, I was feeling really worried about Betty. I walked around to the back of the base and took a look at her statue. I wish I could tell what it was. I promise, Betty, I'll rescue you from Eddie and the rest of those creeps. You'll be able to finish the statue and do whatever else you want to do. I practiced fighting with my new sword for a little and trained my aiming with my sonic boom until I felt ready to go rescue her. Okay, I can't put it off anymore. It's now or never. I've got to go try and get Betty back. But before I do, there's something I'm forgetting. Oh, I remember. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my adventures. Okay, that's everything I needed to do. Time to go to the Mojave Desert and perform a rescue mission. I'll see you soon, Betty. From day 67 to day 70, I traveled to the Mojave Desert in search of Eddie the Enderblaze's lair. Once I was there, it didn't take too long to spot it. I just had to look for the creepiest building around. Yeah, this looks like his kind of hangout. I bet Betty is locked up somewhere inside. I've got to get in there and rescue her before Eddie burns her to a crisp, like he said he would. At first, it looked like there was no one guarding the way, and I could just march right in. But I should have known that wasn't the case. As soon as I tried to cross the threshold, an Enderman jumped out from behind the door and attacked me.
Hey, you're the worm that killed Random and Tandem.
Oh, and I guess you're their other brother, and you've got some kind of a rhyming name?
Oh, my name's Carl, but I don't like hearing about my buddies losing to a worm. So trust me when I say you're gonna lose this fight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're wrong about that one, pal. I drew my diamond sword and started swinging. The Enderman didn't last long once I fought back, and pretty soon the way into the lair was clear. Here I come, Betty. From day 71 to day 74, I explored some rooms of Eddie the Enderblaze's base, searching for Betty. I stumbled into a room and saw an unopened chest sitting inside. I bet there's some good stuff in there.
You better believe there is. Not that you'll ever get to see it, pathetic little worm.
I spun around and saw an ender gas floating menacingly toward me. Oh no, not this again.
You better believe it. Scared?
No way! I ain't afraid of no ghost. Let's do this. I drew my sword and got ready for a fight. He lunged at me, but I dodged, climbing up the wall to get out of his way. Then I jumped back down, using the element of surprise to attack.
Hey, no fair. Only our side is allowed to use tricks.
No tricks here. I'm just faster than you. Can't catch me. Here I go. Oops, missed me again.
Ugh, stay still so I can destroy you.
Nah, I'm good. I think I'll do this instead. I climbed back up the wall onto the balcony and fired a sonic blast at the Endergast. Who you gonna call? Endergast Busters!
That doesn't even make any sense.
And then the fight was over. Time to check out what's in that chest. I opened it up and found a full set of diamond armor inside. Just as I finished putting it on, I could hear a commotion coming from the next room. Sounds like that's where the action is. I'd better check it out. From day 75 to day 78, following the sounds coming from inside, I approached the door, but it was locked. Luckily, my hammer can handle this. I broke through the wall, and into the next room I found Betty, locked up in a cell. Betty, you're still okay.
For now, I don't know how much longer I've got. That Enderblaze is coming back soon.
Then I'd better work fast and get you out of here before he gets back. I was letting Betty out of her cell when I heard Eddie the Enderblaze burst through the door.
Too late. I'm already back. Nothing gets past me, kid. Since you don't seem to be able to learn your lesson, I guess I'm gonna have to make it hurt.
Or maybe I'll have to teach you a lesson.
Ha! Nice try! But I take a lot of pride in refusing to learn anything from anybody else.
Get out of here, Betty. I'll meet you back at home.
See you soon, Zozo!
Betty slithered out of there, while Eddie the Enderblaze kept his attention on me.
This talking stuff is so dull. Let's get to the part where I roast you to ashes instead.
He shot a fireball at me, but I dodged it, climbing up the wall and out of the way. It came pretty close to hitting me though, and I could feel the heat as it whizzed by. That was a close one.
Not close enough.
He shot another fireball at me, but I jumped down from the wall, attacking with my sword.
Wait, no, you don't get to do that. I always win.
I guess not.
It won't be until I burn this whole overworld down. This isn't over, Worm.
He shot one more fireball at me and ran out of the room while I was busy getting out of the way. I'll get to finish this fight later. For now, I'd better get home and make sure Betty made it back okay. From day 79 to day 84, I ran back to my base. While I was traveling home, Eddie the Enderblaze retreated to a special secret hideout room. He pushed past the sign that said no losers allowed and locked himself inside.
If Zozo won't respect my incredible power, then I'll just have to make him. This game isn't fun anymore, so I think it's time to change the rules.
He opened a chest and pulled out a potion, drinking every last drop. He began to change, going bigger and stronger.
That's more like it. Wait until that little worm sees the new and improved Eddie. We'll have some real fun.
From day 85 to day 89, I made it back to my base. When I got there, Betty was waiting for me.
Zozo, I'm so glad you're all right. I can't take care of this place by myself, you know.
Plus, we're friends, and you'd miss me if I didn't come back.
Sure, that too. I'm almost finished with the statue, by the way.
Amazing, I'm so excited.
First, take this.
She gave me a book containing a fire aspect 2 enchantment. While she went off to finish the rest of the statue, I used the enchantment to enchant my sword. Now this sword is even more amazing than it was before. I'm on fire! Ha! But not really, that would hurt. Anyway, time to go see how it's going with Betty.
I'm finished with the statue. Can you tell what it is now?
I can. It's a giant sandworm. It looks just like me, only huge and heroic.
You can be a hero too, Zozo. You just need to get hold of a potion of power.
Oh, great. Where's that?
Somewhere in the Badlands.
From day 90 to day 94, I traveled to the Badlands in search of the potion of power. I wound up at a mysterious-looking house and decided to take a look inside. This definitely looks like the kind of place where you'd hide a powerful potion. Let's see if I'm right. I looked around and found a chest. I bet it's in here. I just hope no one attacks me while I'm trying to open this chest. I believe that's my cue. An Enderman rushed out of a hiding place and attacked me while my guard was down, knocking me back. Oh no, I guess I jinxed myself.
Also, I'm supposed to be guarding the potion of power. Oops, wasn't supposed to tell you it was here. My bad. Anyway, I'll get to the destroying you part now.
But he didn't have the advantage anymore, now that I knew he was there. I drew my sword and fought back as hard as I could. Before too long, I defeated him. Now, let's see about that potion. I opened the chest, and there it was. I'll take this with me and save it for the perfect moment. It's all starting to come together, and just in time, too. The 100 days are almost up, and there isn't much time left to stop Eddie from turning the entire overworld into a desert. From day 95 to day 97, I returned home to my base with the potion of power and a sense of confidence in the battle ahead. I'm feeling so much more prepared than I ever thought I would, but I still feel like I'm missing something. Just then, I heard a knock at my door. Who is it?
It's Phoebe.
Who?
Oh, I'm the Phantom Fox. You helped save my friend from a dragon. Then I gave you advice on saving your friend from Eddie the Enderblaze. We've bonded over a lot of kidnapping stuff, now that I think about it.
Right! I opened the door, and Phoebe the Phantom Fox was standing there, holding something in her hands.
I brought you a present. I thought it might help you out when you face off against Eddie. Here you go.
She handed me a full set of netherite armor. Phoebe, this is incredible! Thank you so much! What a nice gift! And I didn't even know your name. I'm sorry.
It's okay. There was a lot going on before, and I forgot to introduce myself. Good luck with the fight. Have fun storming the castle.
It's more of a lair than a castle, but thank you so much. I'll try my very best. On day 98, I was getting ready to finally set off toward the Mojave Desert and try to defeat Eddie the Enderblaze. To psych myself up, I took some time to look up at the statue that Betty built for me. It really was amazing. Oh, giant sandworm, I hope I can be as powerful as you look. I hope I can save the world and keep it from turning into nothing but desert. And I hope everyone watching remembers to search for more Zozo videos by typing in ZOZO and leave a comment about who you want to see next. On day 99, I traveled to the Mojave Desert. Finally, I reached Eddie the Enderblaze's lair. Okay, it's now or never. I think it's the perfect time for this potion of power. I grabbed the potion and drank it, feeling the power flow through me. I felt myself growing bigger and stronger, transforming into a sandworm as impressive and powerful as the statue that inspired me. My heart increased to 100, and I was so excited that I jumped into the air and landed on the ground with a smash, breaking a huge crater into the earth. Wow, that's an amazing new ability! Okay, enough messing around. Time to find Eddie and stop him! I ran into the base, looking for Eddie the Enderblaze. Come out and face me, Eddie! He came floating into view, and I noticed that he was much bigger than he was before. But luckily, so was I.
Looks like you had a growth spurt, huh, little worm? You just couldn't resist copying me. Can't blame you. I'm pretty amazing, but you'll never be as tough as me. Ready to play my favorite game? Burn, Zozo, burn!
He blasted a fireball in my direction, but my netherite armor protected me. I countered with my sword, but he dodged. So I took things up a notch, jumping into the air and smashing the ground. That worked, and it knocked him off balance long enough for me to attack with my sword and actually hit. It's working! I smashed up the ground a few more times and landed more devastating hits on him.
How are you doing this? I'm so much more powerful than you. You're just a loser little worm.
I may be a worm, but I'm not a loser! I attacked again and landed one final blow, defeating Eddie the Enderblaze once and for all! I did it! I saved the overworld from turning into a desert! On day 100, I returned home to my base, feeling proud of myself. When I got there, I saw Betty and Phoebe waiting for me there. Hey guys, I did it! I defeated Eddie the Enderblaze. Now everyone is safe.
That's fantastic! I knew you could do it!
Thank you. I just wish I knew what to do now. After you beat the bad guy, what's next, you know?
I have a suggestion. Let's have a party!
Sounds great to me. I can show off my dance moves. Phoebe excitedly approached after that.
Oh, I love dancing. What kind of dances do you know?
Well, I only really know one. The worm!